So I watched this video Time Magazine did on preppers. And, I thought it was interesting because none of them were talking about, like, told you so. I've been made fun of for being a prepper. It's funny because you've got a bunch of conservatives now that mock you for being a prepper. You know what I mean? Like, it used to be just city people. And I understand that because to live in a major urban area, things have to work. And you get used to things working. And the idea of locking away in your house is, insane if that's happening. If you have a major pandemic or major disaster. That's why this is so unusual. Because people aren't used to, being introverted. Being a prepper is kind of set for an introvert. Subject. I don't want to spend too much time because I don't want to be gloating about it because people I know will probably die of this. I'm sure this will touch me or my family in some kind of way before it's over with. This is a long-term crisis. This is not 3 months. This is not 2 weeks. This is a long-term crisis. If you didn't prepare, this is going to hurt you. That's the point I'm trying to make. I don't intend with these videos to spit in anybody's face. Ha, ha, ha. I'm not doing that. And they weren't either. I think it's sad that people are that dependent upon the federal government. They don't have a week's worth of food. They don't have any dry food. I think that's sad. I don't think that's something to make fun of. It's tragic. I've spoke before on here about how I'm a socialist. Don't ever think that by me preparing that I'm some sort of a conservative. No, I'm recognizing a system that has made a decision to not invest, in our local communities. Things are getting tighter. Things have not gotten better since the recession of '08. And then you have this major pandemic. That's an enhancement. Anything that happens upon that is worse. It's like if you fucking pour gasoline all over this fucking floor and on the walls, and it's just like you can just smell, like you can just be outside on the porch, the door closed, and smell, or be outside the apartment and just be like, oh, that's strong. It doesn't take much for it to be set off, right? Because this is fertile for that kind of a reaction, right? Same thing with prepping. I'd say before the recession, maybe it was crazy to prepare, but I've always known that something big was coming. I never knew you'd see a president tell people in the middle of a pandemic, go back to work. And we're going to take care of the old people. No, you're not. I don't even buy that. I'm at the point now that when Trump says stuff, I don't even try to sit here and well, maybe, no, you're just lying. You're lying. You're a damn liar, and you're just trying to make people feel good. He's going to fail on that too. On taking care of the elderly. A lot of elderly people are going to die. A lot. And it didn't have to happen. Anyway, it touches me that you have preppers out here. And they had a black guy on there. I think Tom wanted to definitely make sure this was not some kind of a white supremacist thing, because I think that's what prepping is normally seen as, white supremacist dude that wants the world, like in source code. People think that's what a survivalist is, some guy that wants to throw bombs and destroy the country and stuff, and that's not what we are, and that's not what I am. I've talked to you guys about having guns make me not want to go certain places, because having a gun has never made me act more aggressive, ever. I still remember buying. My dad jokes about it. It shows me his mindset that's how he is, more than anything about myself. I don't sit there and look at it and say, well, damn, no, it's like, dude, you're dangerous. And you're showing me how dangerous you are. That says nothing about me. It says everything about you, right? Like if somebody says, I want to get a police badge so I can harass people. That says nothing about police. That says everything about you. You know what they say? If I was a police officer, I would use my authority to abuse people. Yeah, that's what you would do. Doesn't mean every cop would do that. Get off subject. I just gotta say that we were prepared. We were ready. And you weren't. Honestly, personally, for me, this has been not life affirming, because that isn't a part of my identity as a prepper, but it's just like, it's funny how God is good. It's funny how God is that I wasn't preparing, but I have that mindset of being a prepper. So even though I wasn't preparing, I still had stuff. And when this thing blew up, it was like, it was kind of like riding a bike in essence. You never forget. Doesn't mean, when you get that next bike, doesn't mean it's going to be some fucking Italian, $1,000 plus bike. It might be something you got from Walmart. But you have the knowledge of how to ride the bike and how to fix the bike. Yeah, just because there's some things, honestly, my thought process is this probably is going to die off in May or something. And things will come back to normal. It'd be like China. They're getting a second wave now. I think that's what we're going to have at some point. Things are going to kind of even out. But we're going to have a second wave of it. And what worries, well, it doesn't worry me. I don't care. What I'm thinking is people, I think most people don't care. Like, they're following the law because the law was what the law was and they're scared. But, like, if Trump does loosen things up, people will go back to work. I want you to understand that. People will go back to work. I don't think people are taking this seriously. I don't. I think people are just doing what the authorities say. And if the restrictions are loosened, they'll go back to the bars, they'll go back to the clubs, they'll go back to, not just, I don't want to just say work because I work, I have to work. Now, I don't want to just say that. People will go back to a social life, having fun and doing extra stuff they don't need to be doing. And that's going to make this worse. But when that happens, I'm gonna like drop a bunch of money on like antibacterial wipes, like real talk, man. I'm gonna double down. Like, I'm not gonna do anything. I'm not gonna get no seafood, crab legs. I'm not going, like, when that happens, and I think I really believe May or June, this thing may slow down. I don't think it's because of quarantine or because of heat and humidity now, or just other things. I told you I believe people will go back. People will start going back out, and I think that the supply chain will catch up. In fact, I need to make a list about that. Of just stuff when I get the chance, like you need to buy. Like, I've got a UVC box coming for my phone and for a bigger one for everything else. Other things coming as well. Like, I'm gonna really double down on that, and you should too. It's gonna be serious. Yeah. And that's why I talked about volunteering. What's the point? You're volunteering to fight for people who aren't taking it seriously. And some folks will say, well, we should still be there. Even, no. I don't buy that. Peace out.